Samantha loved her job at the car wash, despite its downsides. She was the only female employee there and had grown used to dealing with old men who would stare openly as they cleaned their cars. But what really bothered Samantha were the conversations she overheard among her male coworkers about women, vulgar and disrespectful remarks that made her cringe inside, but which she usually tried not to let get under her skin too much. Among all of them, though, there was one person who stood out as particularly egregious. Matt. He was 29 years old and had been working at the car wash for 5 long years. Samantha's previous assistant general manager, AGM, had shown her evidence that Matt had faced stalking charges from an ex-partner while he worked elsewhere and was on probation there. This information stayed in a corner of Samantha's mind, nagging away every time she saw him interact with women. Matt would pester any pretty female customer who came to the car wash for their service. While her coworkers might make vulgar comments too, none were as bad or persistent as Matt's behavior towards females. Even they acknowledged when he was being gross and inappropriate. Their general manager, GM, had spoken multiple times about his need to stop harassing women, but never took any serious action like suspending him without pay or writing up a formal complaint against him. Samantha watched helplessly, her frustration growing with each passing day as Matt continued these behaviors unchecked by their management team, who seemed more concerned about avoiding conflict than addressing the real issues head-on. She knew deep down that he deserved to be fired for his actions towards females, but felt powerless in making it happen herself because of how hands-off and ineffective her GM was when dealing with such matters. One Thursday afternoon, Samantha found herself helping a young girl no older than 20 choose which car wash package would suit her best. The moment she finished scanning the transaction through their system, Matt appeared outside to chat briefly before letting her go ahead into one of the bays for cleaning services. He engaged in small talk about how her day was going and commented on the weather. Basic conversation indeed, but Samantha knew if left alone, he might have said something much more inappropriate. When she pulled forward towards where they would clean her car, Matt started walking toward the parking lot to assist, with drying off afterward as usual. But this time, their GM noticed his intentions clearly enough to tell him not to go talk to her again after that initial exchange ended properly. Of course, ignoring orders was nothing new for Matt. He went ahead anyway. Samantha's heart pounded in anger and frustration when she heard through the staff room door later on how proud Matt sounded about getting this girl's Instagram handle from her during their brief interaction earlier. He bragged openly to his coworkers about what kind of body parts were visible under her clothes, along with all sorts of disgusting fantasies involving him doing unspeakable things to her. That was it. Samantha couldn't hold back any longer. She knew she had to do something drastic if there would ever be justice served here at the car wash regarding Matt's inappropriate behavior towards women customers and employees alike. So, taking advantage of how much their company valued positive Google reviews for business purposes, Samantha quickly created a fake Gmail account complete with an invented profile picture and name. She then crafted what she hoped was a convincing review from this young girl's perspective detailing everything that had happened during her visit to the car wash, including Matt's unwanted advances afterward. She sent it off initially, but felt unsure about whether or not its tone sounded realistic enough, so turned again towards ChatGPT for help polishing up and adjusting certain parts of what she wrote. Once satisfied with how natural-sounding yet damningly detailed this review was, Samantha posted it online right away, before anyone else could catch wind of her actions. She watched nervously as their GM pulled out his phone to check the email alerting him about a new 1-star rating left for them on Google by an unhappy customer. As soon as he read through all details included within that fake review she had written, Samantha's manager shook his head sadly and covered part of his mouth with his hand. He then called her over, telling her bluntly to check the review Matt got, without even trying to hide how obvious it was who must have been responsible for posting such damaging content online. Word spread quickly among other employees once they saw what had happened too, everyone agreeing that he had it coming. They knew well enough from past experiences just how terrible and disrespectful towards women customers he could be. So seeing this fake review now pop up on their Google page made perfect sense to them, all considering everything Matt did previously. Since then, Matt has been suspended without pay pending further investigation by higher-ups within the company hierarchy regarding these allegations against him for inappropriate behavior toward female clients at work premises. Samantha felt no remorse whatsoever about what she had done, either knowing full well that he would likely end up fired soon enough due to evidence presented in her fake review. She hoped deeply inside herself, now though that karma might strike harder than just losing his job too. Matt was truly a terrible person with awful morals, and deserved far worse consequences for all the pain and discomfort caused towards innocent women who had no idea what kind of creep worked here, until it became public knowledge through Samantha's actions.